Howdy, folks. How's it going tonight? It's been a while, and been wanting to get back on here. Just had to have the opportunity to do it, and been busy like everybody else, I'm sure. But it's glad to be back on. So I'm hoping to make this a more regular thing, and hopefully have the opportunity to connect with some of y'all on a more regular basis. I do watch some of the regulars from time to time, so I've been around, just haven't had a lot of interaction, just because I've been so busy, and then trying to maintain preps along with being busy. It's a full time job. It seems like not a lot of free time. But like I said, I missed you guys. I've been busy. I'm sure that, like me, everybody else is paying attention to. Not everybody else, but a good portion of you are paying attention to the temperature of the world right now. Not in the terms of climate change, but just the various things that are going on, especially with regard to just worldwide turmoil. Everything from famine now that's kicking back up to war drums to financial economical ruin, inflation, the pandemics. And I said pandemics because you can expect more to come, with the jab, the shot, this and that. The thing is they've got the blueprint now to start their final plans and implementation of those plans with regard to control and limiting freedom of movement and controlling, of course, the economy and implementing their agenda thereafter. And I would expect the unexpected. Now they're talking about the old door-to-door thing, checking on the whether or not you've been vaxxed. And then not only that, now they're even talking about a third shot or a booster, and then a fourth, and then maybe even a fifth. So I'm like, now they're really making me nervous. I was kind of on the fence with the vaccine at one point, but now they've sort of got me scared off of it completely. And, I hate to be that way, but, again, I was on the fence before. Now I'm sort of climbing down off the fence on the other side that I came from. So, not a good thing. I'm sure that most everybody is pretty prepped at this point with regard to all the big, food group items. But as you all can see, with the refinery, incidents that seem to be occurring weekly now all over the world, there seems to be a constraint or a tightening of the ability to process fuel and get it to the people, which is likely by design as well. Be aware of the false flags and the Trojan horses and all that stuff too. Sometimes things are not what they seem, and I think that governments, including possibly our own, could be in cahoots with other governments to implement their expectations of a more how would you say it, a less individualized country methodology with regard to ruling and governing and power over the people. I think that there's something going on, and I think that the government's being complicit in those goals with each other in order to fulfill their agenda, and certainly think they're willing to go to those lengths to get what they want and to maintain power and control and feed their greed worldwide. I think they're willing to do just about anything. And when you've got somebody like Biden who, throws his rants out about, if you're going to try to take on the government, you need to have a nuke or an F-15 or some crazy crap like that he talked about. I mean, this shows you, the guy, if you didn't know before, you certainly should know now that, if it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, it's probably a duck, So, unfortunately, there's a lot of ignorant American voters out there that have put this moron in where he's at. And, of course, we know there's a lot of shenanigans that went along with that, too. I'm not saying he's legitimate by any means, but it is what it is. And let's face it, there's plenty of dumbasses in this country that have perpetuated this problem, and I don't feel sorry for them. And to be honest with you, they get what they get, and I'm not going to worry about them. Everything is changing right before our eyes, and it's scary to know that at least half of America is okay with that. And so I would encourage you to keep up the preps. Don't let off the gas. Rotate your preps through. Try not to waste your money, but rotate them through, and replace them, and keep those fuel capabilities up. Keep those gas tanks full. Keep your secondary tanks or cans full of fuel. Make sure you keep those meds topped off, your water situation, your food, and of course your freedom seeds. I would not slack up on that at all. One thing's for sure, on the war drums front, if America's ever going to be attacked militarily, it's going to have to be pretty devastating, in the forms of probably a nuke or an EMP to basically grind everything to a halt and limit us severely, because I think most governments in the world understand that they do not want a guerrilla war here in the United States. I think that it would be a pretty catastrophic attack if we were to, have that happen to us. And I would say that most governments out there are wise enough to know that it would not be a wise choice to have a guerrilla war on this soil. Anyway, I encourage everybody to keep those preps at the forefront, and think some things to think about. I think going forward are your actual home security situation. I may do another video on this later, but things like door and window reinforcements, light discipline, blackout curtains, things like that. I think I may do a video on that sort of thing here pretty soon, just to give people another option or an idea of maybe something they weren't aware of before. But anyway, hope everybody's doing okay. Like I said, I miss you guys, miss the interaction and so forth, but I have been keeping an eye on a lot of you people and watching your videos as I can. I would again, like I said, keep up the good work on the preps and stocking of the items we talked about, and then of course all the other things that you deem necessary for your situation. And keep those vehicles maintained, keep the tanks topped off, and always be ready to rock and roll. Have that bag ready, and be ready to do what you got to do. But anyway, keep prepping, stack it deep. Long live the Republic.